Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Racers Driving League Season 12 for round number 9 of the Championship, the British Grand Prix. Getting underway here tonight. I'm your host, Zach Garcia, and we're hoping for a very entertaining Grand Prix. Almost as entertaining, if we can, and as entertaining as last week's running out in Austria. Of course, BJ took the victory last week in what was a very exciting race full of glitches, crashes, and all kinds of aggression in arguably one of probably had the most safety cars I've ever seen in RDL history. But as of right now, in the terms of the Drivers' Championship, it's Lambert who leads the way going into tonight, 115 points to Paris is 91. And Lucky Lambert runs in third, BJ now in fourth after that victory in Austria. So everyone will try to get on the front foot, get themselves starting right with this qualifying run here in Britain. So here are on board with Ethan Ed in the Mercedes, who currently runs 19th in the championship, only 6 points to his name. So looking to improve on that tonight, if he can. Hopefully for him, he'll be able to do so and get some more points for Mercedes. We look at the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes are still running back there in 7th place in the championship, currently behind McLaren, but in front of Red Bull as it currently stands. Of course, Ethan's been largely outscored so far this season by his teammate Curtis, who's scored 40 of the points for the Silver Arrows over the course of the first 8 races. So hopefully tonight he'll be able to get some more points up on the board. With a crazy race, he could have a good opportunity to score some points. So he comes into the last couple of corners now, and we'll take you on a lap of the Silverstone circuit, making his way off the last corner and towards the line to start the lap here. Down towards turn 1, it's a decent charge towards that first corner. And into turn 1 now, that very fast right-hander. So be careful there. Yellow flag behind them. I think actually Jack on the Alfa Romeo is going slow. Into turn 3 now. Getting onto the curb there, hitting gear 3. Through turn 4, over to the run, immediately back over to the left for that 4th turn. Good exit there. Staying to the right side and coming back on the left for turn number 5. And down the straight they come. Down the hanger straight. Well, no, this is the hanger straight. Here we go down towards Brooklands now. I still need to learn my corner names in the case of Silverstone. Through Brooklands and through Luffield 1 and through Luffield 2 now. Here he goes now off the exit, making his way down onto the hanger straight now, onto the older main straight on the circuit before it got changed in 2014. Heading down towards Copse Corner, of course, the place where a collision between Hamilton and Verstappen famously took place last year in the British Grand Prix. And now heading towards the ever iconic Maggots and Beckett's here, to be very careful making his way through. It's important to nail Maggots and Beckett's if he can, just in order to get things, just to nail the lap and not ruin things up in the grass. Down the DRS straight they come, making his way up towards Stowe. Of course, that very long sweeping right-hander. There he goes, onto the curbs there, gear 6, 250 kilometers an hour on the exit into the last chicane. It's going to be very tight. Of course, Verstappen and Leclerc came together here in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. And then from the final corner, it's going to be a 1 minute 27.3 for Ethan, so not too bad a start. One of the McLarens behind, that's PJ Khaled in the other McLaren, hoping to try and improve upon that towards the line. He won't improve. He goes second fastest, 1 minute 28.1. Here comes Ferguson, the Alfa Romeo, off the final corner and back towards the line. It's going to be provisional pole for Ferguson then, 1 minute 27.1, but still a long way to go in this qualifying system. We've already lost multiple cars there. Huggy Bear in the McLaren, and Alex in the other Aston Martin, who normally does quite well in qualifying. He's got his teammate Zach Sherman up there on his first time run on the mediums here, so he's making a bit of a different decision. Championship leader Sal Loyal comes over the line. He goes 4th now. Sal Blaze, that's the fastest time. The first driver to hit the 1 minute 26s so far on this race. Yellow flag in sector number 3. That's one of the Alpine cars, if I'm not mistaken, and that is, yeah, I believe that's Tinky Winky. His teammate across the line to start his first time run. Both Williams cars are just finished, coming around to the end as Paris sets the second fastest time here, 1 minute 26.9, and BJ was still waiting for him to make his way around. He's currently going through. He's currently heading down the straight, heading towards Brooklyn, if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, I still need to learn some of my corner names. In the case of Silverstone, yellow flags here, and that's just drivers letting us through. The Mercedes going quite slow there as Ethan heading down towards Stowe. So here he comes now. Oh, we're going to pits here, so not too bad a first run from him. Currently runs in 5th place, but he definitely see some better times from him. But as of right now, it's Alfa Romeo in control with both their drivers in 1st and 3rd. And keep an eye on Lucky Lambert, who's now moved up to 4th amongst all this. With Sal Landlord currently in 6th position, the championship leader, who of course, as of right now, has all of his championship rivals running in front of him, save for BJ, who's making his way make his way towards Stowe now. His second sector is 1 minute 3.3, so decent lap from him so far. Could he be able to try and take the provisional pole or potentially match his teammate Paris, who's running second at the moment in the order with 12 minutes to go in this session? Still a lot of laps to be completed. Both Alfa Romeos head into the pit lane. And here comes BJ towards the line. He's gonna finish just shy of his teammate. 1 minute 26.988, put him third place in the order. And the two Williams cars now splitting the two Alphas. Lucky Lambert into the pits behind them. Websty's making his way down towards Stowe in sector 3. Wait, no, oh sorry, no, I've messed up. That he's heading towards Brooklyn in sector 1. He's 3.5 seconds down on his first time, so he can do a cool down lap for him. Zach Sherman making his way down towards Stowe. He's actually going towards Stowe. Best time on the mediums. 1 minute 27.6, so not too bad. We can definitely see some improvement on that front because he's down towards the bottom end of the order. As of right now, 11 drivers have already set times. We only see 17 drivers setting times. Sorry, 18 drivers setting times coming into this session, with Alex and Huggy Bell guaranteed to be starting on the back row short for disqualification or a crash of some kind for anyone else. Here comes Alvar now, making his way through sector number 2, about to reach that second sector split. Here he comes now, and it's looking like a 1 minute 3.3. So not too bad. It's definitely a good lap for the Ferrari driver, provided he can pull it, provided he can finish the job and just pull it off here. Here he comes, making his way through Stowe. Red Bull moving out of the way. A Wedgley there. He'll be making his way into the pits, I assume. Here he comes through the final corner and towards the line. What's it going to be for Alvar? It might just be a 1 minute 26. It is 1 minute 26. That's fourth fastest on the Ferrari. Great stuff. And for Ferrari, who have spent the entire season essentially chained up to the bottom of the championship, yeah, things haven't been too good for Ferrari so far this season. So they'll be hoping to improve over the course of tonight's race. But yeah, not too bad lap from Alvar there. Pope has gone second. Amidst all this, I didn't notice that he's currently running in second place. 1 minute 26.8, so just in front of Paris, Alvar, and BJ. South Blaze now, the current pulse is making his way out for his second time run. As of right now, we're just waiting for next draft center drivers to go out for their next number of runs. Here they come now. Dan on his out lap in the AlphaTauri. Tenky also on his out lap, and Ethan is back to start his next time around. There he goes over the line and back towards that first corner. So far, based on what we've seen on the onboards, haven't seen anyone really going invalid in terms of times. So things are looking good on that front. So here are the tyres everyone took the best lap on. We'll keep an eye on that over the course of the session. Of course, if you qualify in the top 10, you have to start on those tyres in the race itself. So that won't be something that people want to do. Ethan currently 700ths up on his previous best time. So a good start to the lap for him. He'll try and move his way further up the order. As of right now, that won't gain him any places. He'll stay in 8th place. So he'll have to make an improvement through sector 2 in order to really make up some places and potentially get himself higher up the grid here. Here he comes heading towards Klops, nice and smooth, right there on the curb, brilliant stuff, great exit as well, it's been a really good start for him. Through Maggot and Beckett they come. Nice, smooth, fast, clean and control from Mercedes. He's 10th up now. 1 minute 3.4 his time, so there's a purple sector 2 that looks of it. But I do believe that that's just his personal best for the time being. Here he comes, making his way through the last corners now and towards the line. Is it going to be a 1:26 for Ethan? I think he might just fall short of that. 1 minute 27, he's crossed the line, gains 600ths on his previous best effort, but stays 8th fastest. Saab Landlord meanwhile half a second up on his best time in this qualifying session. Of course, former champion of the RDL. Here he comes for the last corner and towards the line. And what will the 3-time champion do? Over the line, it's P3 for the 3-time champion, of course. And as of right now, the previous 3 champions are all up there in the top 3 positions in the order. So things aren't looking too good for things are looking good for those guys. Looking pretty good for the time being. 7.5 minutes to go here. Still waiting on the next driver to make his way around. Keep an eye on the Haas there of Lucky Lambert, who's starting his out lap. He went invalid on the out lap, so that could be a worry. He'll be hoping not to do the same thing on his actual time run as Ethan. Sorry, not Ethan. Ben on his out lap also making his way over the line. Next up, it's one of the Williams cars, and that's BJ and Paris, both of whom are on our laps as well. Sal Blaze got invalid, so he's going to head into the pits. Now here comes Fergus. What will he do? He's a 10th down on his time in Sector 2 towards the line. What's it going to be for the Alfa Romeo driver? No improvement. He came close, but stays 7th fastest. Lucky Lambert now 2/10 up on his last time in Sector 1. Things are looking good for him as it stands right now. I believe sort of Tinky Winky go over the line there. He goes 12th fastest, 1 minute 27.7. So we're hoping to improve on that. Still 4 drivers who are yet to set a time with 6.5 minutes to go, and those drivers being Ben 357 Lim, Courtney Goblin, and JB and Dan, all of whom are in the pits as it stands. We saw Dan out on the track earlier, but I think he may have invalidated, so obviously have to go out there and have another run. As Ben makes his way through Maggots and Beckett's here, Zach Sherman's gone second. The big stuff there from him. He's been doing exceptionally well over the course of these last few weeks, trying to put himself up in positions to take race victories. And as of right now, he stands 6th in the Drivers' Championship on 59 points, so definitely not doing too bad. There comes Ben through Sector 3 now, making his way through Stowe and towards that last chicane. Lucky Lambert in front of him, making his way towards the line. Let's see what he gets. Well, just as soon as someone go around, I think we briefly saw Tinky Winky go around, and he's retired from the session at the exit of Cops Corner, so things aren't so. Things aren't looking good. That 14th place would be the best he can get. Lucky Lambert stays in 9th, and Ben goes 12th fastest there with 1 minute 27.3. Now is anyone else making their way towards the line? As right now, Pope's gone around as well on the same place where Tinky Winky spun out. Pope now also going around. Very unfortunate. He's had to wait for everyone else to go through before he can get going again. That lap's been ruined on that front. Here comes Alvar on his outlap, about to start his second run. He's heading back into the pits though. So not quite sure what the strategy is there. But Zach Sherman most likely make his way into the pits here. He was 19 seconds down on his Sector 2 time, so yeah, definitely stopping now. Sav Landlord making his way through the last couple of corners here. What's it going to be for the AlphaTauri driver? Can he improve? It's looking like he could do so. The best time to beat currently at 1 minute 26.6 towards the line. Improves but stays 4th fastest. Just behind Hope there in 3rd place. And now a lot of drivers ahead making their way to the pits, and we'll most likely be seeing one last major charge. Lucky Lambert was 3/10 up at the end of Sector 2. What will it be for the Haas driver? Over the line, it's P4, so now he beats Landlord by just 4 thousandths of a second. That's very tight there between those two. And as of right now, we're just waiting for people to go on to the next lap, making their way out of the pits. I believe Dan is just making his way out now. Here he comes then in that other AlphaTauri. And compared to, he's had a decent season so far, but compared to his teammate who's up there leading the championship, hasn't been the best effort. 31 points. Yeah, he's been running in that midfield all season. He's doing a good job for AlphaTauri, and he's still a critical part of the reason why they run second in the Constructors' Championship. But Williams have held that spot since the opening round, and that's something that they'll be wanting to. That's something that AlphaTauri and Alfa Romeo will be wanting to change. But as of right now, Williams sit 17 points clear of AlphaTauri in the Constructors' Championship. So a good race for the Firenze team today. It means that they could potentially take that top spot away should things go wrong for the Grove-based outfit. So on the outlap then, a lot of drivers making their way through for the next time runs. Ethan just started his next run. Only him and Dan are really out there, as is JB. Dan's making it back into the pits here. Well, no, he's not. Excuse me, that's South Landlord. I'm confusing myself. Here comes Dan through Maggots and Beckett's. Taking it nice and easy. Doesn't want to do anything he might regret. Saving those tyres, getting up to temperature for the lap ahead. JB's also going to that up as well. He's yet to set time, as is Courtney Goblin, who is still ready to the pits. So everyone in the top 10 so far has set their best efforts on soft tyres, which means those will be the tyres they're starting on for the race. Of course, the less laps they can do in those, the better. But of course, you want to just try and get as high as you can do it. If it takes multiple attempts, then so be it. Ethan making his way through Sector 2 now. He's half a second down in Sector 1. He's got Ferguson in front of him going to Maggots and Beckett, so he's going to have to back off here, and not what you want to see for the Mercedes driver trying to crack the top 10. But as of right now, he's in one of the better positions to be in because he's got to, he either has 3 choices of tyres, should he qualify 11th or anywhere below 11th. So anywhere in the bottom 10, I can have free choice of tyres. A couple of Haas cars, still Alfa Romeos in front of them as well. They're just making their way out to start their next efforts. Ferguson finally moves over to the right hand side and lets Ethan through. Ethan now pitting. So lap kind of ruined there by Ferguson, or not ruined, but he was there in Magnussen Becker's just an unfortunate place for the Mercedes to be in. As Ferguson now comes through to start his next outlap, of course he's got a habit of getting decent times in the closing moments. Of course, he took pole last week in Austria, and then we look back at his previous qualifying stats. He qualified 7th in France, and he came awfully close to second pole in Baku as well. So his last few races in terms of qualifying have been very good. He'll be hoping to try and make us 2 pole positions on the trot here, but as of right now, with just a minute and 20 seconds to go, his teammate Sal Blaze is on top, and he's just setting even faster sector 1 here. He went 400ths up through that first sector, so he looks to look down towards Copse here for what will most likely be the last time. He might get another go in he'll most likely get another go in if he's quick. But if something goes wrong, I doubt he'll get another try. This could be his last shot with a minute left to go now in the session. Zach Sherman, Touch Me Pope, Lucky Lambert and Sav Landlord are all making their round as Blaze is now invalidated, which means he's got to get himself back round to the start line in order to have another go. They'll get one last shot on those tyres as Lucky Lambert makes his way through back into Beckett's here, and JB is just behind him, who's currently on a lap. So Blaze has moved over here, and that's going to allow JB to have a really good go here in this final sector. So what's it going to be for the Haas driver who's yet to set a lap? This is his first attempt on these soft tyres, his first venture out onto the racetrack to set a properly timed lap. What's going to be, makes his way towards the line, 1 minute 27, that puts him 14th place. Here come the 2 Alfa Romeos towards the line. Fergus goes second, came incredibly close to beating his teammate there. Blaze didn't have another go, he's got enough time. Zach Sherman on his next run. Touch Me Pope in sector 1, Lucky Lambert in sector number 1-2 there. Everyone just going around. Here comes Paris over the line, goes second fastest there, very tight, but just under a 10th off as the Jack of Flags now falls. Ethan and Connie Goblin are done. Connie Goblin will not set a lap in this one. He'll start last by the looks of things, and I'm not sure. He will start last. I can confirm that. Luigi fell over the line. He'll start 17th for the race. Dan making his way up towards the finish line. Let's see what we can do. Sal Blaze is currently a 10th up now in sector 1, and that might just put the qualifying out of doubt for anyone else. Here comes Paris now, down through sector 1. He's thinking he may just have enough time to finish that lap off, but he's 7.5 seconds down, so his efforts are done here. Zach Sherman's invalidated. 4th will be the best he can go for, as Pope's making his way now through the final sector towards the line. Dan retiring now. Here comes Pope towards the line. I don't think we'll see an improvement from him. We might just see an improvement. There he goes, second fastest. As I say that, commentator's curse strikes and he immediately goes faster. Second place then for the Alpine drivers. Landlord then goes second in the AlphaTauri. Only just very narrow here between these guys. Lucky Lambert now making his way towards the line. Could he have anything to say about the race for pole position? Wait, no, sorry, no, but he hasn't validated. As Blaze goes fastest again. South Blaze and the Alfa Romeo put in pole position even further out of reach. An attempt to try and close up those losses he's made so far in the championship in the last 2 rounds. Currently sits 5th in the Drivers' Championship, but could definitely gain a place or 2 with a decent race today. And he takes pole position with a 1 minute 26.1. Brilliant time there. Unless Ben can do anything about it. No, he can't. He's already far off. So Sal Blaze then taking pole position for the Grand Prix at the end of a very, very exciting qualifying session. Great stuff there from the Alfa Romeos. Brilliant qualifying from them. So there we go then. Sal Blaze will start on pole. Sav Landlord in 2nd place. Touch Me Pope in 3rd. He'll be hoping for a good race today. Paris starting 4th. Yeah, fantastic qualifying session here. And yeah, what a lap from Sal Blaze. So the Alfa Romeos are in prime position to capitalise and score some points in today's race, with Blaze in 1st and Ferguson 5th. So your final results then qualifying: Blaze 1st, Landlord 2nd, Pope 3rd, Paris 4th, Fergus 5th, Zach 6th, Lucky 7th, Lebsy 8th, BJ 9th, and Alvar rounds out your top 10. Right then, so thank you so much for watching qualifying, and we'll be back with you in a few minutes for the start of the Grand Prix. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the RDL Season 12, round number 9, the British Grand Prix tonight. Looking forward to get us underway. 26, wait no, is it 26 laps? No, I have to check that over. Alright, regardless, we got a race to do. So yeah, British Grand Prix tonight at Silverstone, looking forward to it. Of course, Salve Blaze in the Alfa Romeo takes pole position. Salve Landlord in the championship lead as of right now. He's in a good position from qualifying as well, so it's really anyone's game here in terms of the race itself. But yeah, we're waiting to get this one underway here. The last minute's countdown to get this thing started. There we go, the 30-second countdown for the formation lap, and in just a moment we'll take you through the starting lineup as everyone readies up and goes through their final final setup changes. And I'll be able to ready up and we'll be able to get this race underway. I'm really looking forward to it because we've had a very exciting first 8 rounds in this championship, and we've still got a great number more to go. As of right now, we are in Britain. So looking forward to the start of it. So here we go then. The countdown has been completed and we'll get going now on the formation lap for tonight's race. So it's the two Salves in pole position then, Salve Blaze and Salve Landlord, starting in first and second on that front row. They're both of them starting on the soft tyre. Touchby Pope, the reigning champion, starting in third place there for Alpine. It's Paris T32, who lost the championship lead a couple of weeks ago in France. So we'll be looking to try and close up to Landlord with a victory tonight. Fergus starts in 5th place for Alfa Romeo, very good position for the Alphas to be in as of right now. And Zach Sherman starts in 6th, and another solid qualifying from him inside the top 10. Lucky Lambert starts in 7th place. He currently runs 2nd in the Drivers' Championship. And he runs 3rd there in the Drivers' Championship, 10 points behind Paris and further behind Landlord on 115 points. He'll be starting 7th of the Haas team. There's Websy in 8th place, BJ in 9th for Williams out after that win last time out in Austria. As Alvar ran at top 10 for Ferrari. Good opportunity for him to try and score some more points today. He currently runs 17th in the Drivers' Championship with 14 to his name. Right, so everyone outside the top 10. PJ Callum starts in 11th place, the higher of the two McLarens. And it's the two Mercedes cars of Ethan Ed 2005 and Ben 357 Lynn in the other Mercedes. JB Racer starts in 14th in the other Haas. Here comes Dan in 15th place for AlphaTauri. 16th Tinky Winky in the Alpine. 17th Luigi Sven, currently running at the bottom end of the championship. We're looking to change that tonight. Starting 17th for Ferrari. 18th is Alex after retiring earlier in qualifying. Huggy Bear also retired in qualifying. He starts 19th. And Courtney Goblin, who failed to set a time in the late stage of qualifying, will round off the grid. So then Blaze leading the pack through towards Stowe, making their way around for the start of what should be a very exciting British Grand Prix. Of course, everything's played for in this 26 lap Grand Prix. Just been looking forward to a very exciting race indeed, the home of British motor racing. Here they go, they're making their way through Vale here. And making their way through towards Club Corner. And they'll start to line up on the Hamilton Straight for the start of the race. Here comes South Blaze then. Onto that starting grid slot. He'll hopefully be able to try and cover Landlord's initial charge into turn 1. He'll be looking to extend that championship lead he already has. Of course, the gap 115 points to Paris T32's 91, and he could increase that gap once again with another victory. He's taken 2 of the last 3, so he'll be looking to improve. He'll be looking to improve on that. So here we go then to 5 red lights for the 9th round of the season, the British Grand Prix in the Racers Driving League Season 12. Lights out, and we are underway. It's a very slow getaway from Blaze's Landlord, looking to try and take the lead down towards turn 1. It's a dead heat between those two into that first corner, and Landlord runs Blaze on the track. They make contact, and Pope gets cut across the corner through towards turn 1. Pope's already got a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting, and Blaze and Landlord still side by side here. The Alfa Romeo might just get the edge on this occasion, right on board with that Alfa Romeo as they charge out of the loop and out of village and down the Wellington Straight they come. Blaze all the way over to the left-hand side, trying to break the toe. Landlord follows him right around the outside as they make their way into Brooklyn for the first time. Into Luffield, Blaze trying to shut the door, but Landlord is still there. He's on the inside, and he's going to get good traction of the exit going to Woodcut. He might just get the edge, and he does get the edge. So Landlord now taking the lead, the championship leader, down towards Cops they come. These are critical corners for this Grand Prix. Landlord now, Blaze around the outside. Landlord on the inside through Cops. Dead heat between these two as they make their way towards Maggins and Beckett. Someone's going to have to give here in order for them both to make through cleanly. It's going to be very tight there, and Landlord backs out. Safest thing to do, and Blaze now takes the early lead. Great battle between those two as Paris 232 down into third, so they make their way out of Chapel Corner and down the hanger straight for the first time up towards Stowe. It's still a good chase between these two as they make their way up towards the right-hander. Lucky Lambert passing Pope for fourth here. Great stuff there from the hash driver to start moving up some places. Pope's dropped back a bit as Fergus gets hit with a time penalty with multiple warnings. The second one of this Grand Prix already. Zach Sherman just behind them in 7th place as Blaze makes it to the last corner, having beaten Landlord in that little battle. And there goes, we've got a battle in the back here between these 4 drivers here. Alex, Ben, Huggy, and Luigi Sven. These guys moving back into line here. Huggy Ben's now looking around, trying to pass Ben into that first corner. Mercedes driver has the best of starts here. Great stuff there at the back between those guys. Alex got the edge on this occasion out before them. So have a look at a position change from this opening lap. So the biggest winner as it stands, the looks things appears to be Cotley Goblin, who started last, who's now up to 15th. And the biggest loser out of this whole thing has been Ben, who's lost 5 places. Alright then, pushing further on now, back into Luffield. Pope right on the back of Fergus. With the use of the energy, he's still got a full battery here, but if he uses some of it, he could try and make a move. Fergus is pulling away, but Pope uses a bit of that energy on the exit. That might be help defender from Zach Sherman, who's just behind him in the Aston Martin. It's very tight between these guys in the opening stage of this Grand Prix. So a little bit wide there through Cops. Alvar will be looking to try and close in. He's gained 2 places on the start already. He's done a great job there for Ferrari. He'll be having to try and score some more points tonight and get his team further up the order. Websy running just behind him as BJ, who's lost a place on the start. He's back there in 10th. JB just behind him. He's using his ERS in an attempt to try and close in. He used it on the exit there. I think it is helping him close in a little bit, but not really enough to have any real effect. The South Blaze is about to lead him round for the second time. He's making his way through the Vale and towards the fast lane there. Great stuff there in his opening 2 laps. Very exciting racing, but this way it might be better to get even more tense down the Wellington straight because Landlord is still chasing. He's just at the fastest lap of the race, and we'll get the message in a moment that DRS is being enabled. And there is the message from race control, and down that Wellington straight and down the hanger straight. This could be where it gets very, very interesting. So they come now, making their way through. Yellow flag behind them, and that is Tinky Winky in the Alpine, who's spun off. He's managed to keep it out of the wall, but he's in the gravel, so unfortunate for him there. He's got himself going again though, so good on him. Blaze being still on the defence, but Landlord's still back a little bit there as they make their way through Brooklands once again. No change in position in the way for the lead up front, but Courtney Goblin and Alex going side by side in the race for that 15th spot. Alex and the Aston Martin now getting the edge on that occasion. He's gained 3 places since the start. He's doing a really good job here, moving up into Aston Martin to try and close up to his teammate, who currently sits 8 places in front of him over these last couple of laps. PJ Canada on the back of Ethan here, looking to try and make a pass if he can. He'll have a great opportunity going down into the hanger straight once they make their way out of Beckett and out of Chapel. So they come now. PJ Canada definitely on the curbs a lot more than Ethan is. Ethan going a little bit wider there, avoiding the curbs if he can, but PJ Canada almost on the grass there to make their way out of. We've got another yellow flag behind us, and that's Tinky Winky, who spun off again. So that's twice in 1 lap for Tinky in the Alpine. Not the best of starts for him. As Ethan holds on. They've got another crash in the back, and it's Zach Sherman in the Aston Martin. He's gone around, reversing himself back onto the track as Fergus gets hit with another penalty. South Place gets the fastest lap in front of them, but Zach Sherman now falling all the way back to 19th. And Tinky Winky still going incredibly slow here. He's got end plate damage. That's definitely not helping him in the Alpine. Very unfortunate for him, but also unfortunate for Zach Sherman as well. Fergus also made a bit of a mistake here. He's gone way back in the order. He's now down 18th. So a couple of major players up front now losing out. Meanwhile, Salve Landlord continues to chase Blaze as they make their way into Brooklands and then into Luffield. Landlord just set the fastest sector 1 as Tinky Winky gets a 5-second penalty here, and that only adds to his disruption, and he's retiring from the race. So the Alpine of Tinky Winky 77 already out, and that's not what you like to see for Alpine, who are currently struggling in the Constructors' Championship, and they've now only got Pope out there. They currently sit tied with Red Bull as it stands. The majority of Red Bull's points have come through this driver, Websy here, who currently runs in 13th in the Drivers' Championship, tied with PJ Khaled. 2. Obviously, we're just trying to defend here from BJ as they make their way down the hangar straight up towards Stowe once again. A lot of brilliant battling going on so far in this Grand Prix. Very enjoyable to watch. Currently, as of right now, Ethan holding on to the last points playing position. We're just over with PJ Khaled. These guys have been battling for about a lap and a half or so. It's really great stuff from them here. And Salve Blaze leads them around once again. And Landlord sets the fastest up again. And there goes Pope as well. Now setting that fastest up. So he'll get the extra point. Really, if you finish in the top 10 and set the fastest up, you get an extra point towards your tally in the Drivers' Championship. That point could be crucial from the end of the season. There's a total, if I'm not mistaken, there is a total of, if I look at this, 20 points, extra points on offer just for setting the fastest lap. Down the straight, Landlord still chasing Blaze. They head back down towards Brooklands here. Alvar currently defending from Websy, who's closing in that Red Bull. Could we see these two about to go head to head? He's got, but of course the Red Bull has BJ behind him for company. So are we about to see a three-way battle for that 6th spot, for the 8 points you get for finishing in that position? Alvar with a good exit out of Luffield on a great run through Woodcut as well. Then towards Cox, he shouldn't have any issue in the way of defence. BJ still right there behind the Red Bull driver, so it's going to be very tight between those two. Alvar going a little bit wide there through Cox, if I'm not mistaken. So Webster's getting a bit more time here. He's got a great run going into Magnussen seconds. Alvar now gets a penalty, multiple warnings, so he must have cut the corner there and got another warning for exceeding track limits. And that will only make his problems worse, because here comes Websy down the straight. He's using his ERS and his DRS. Alvar pushing over to move over to the left hand side, essentially allowing Websy through. And there goes Beach up the inside as well. He's looking for try and follow the Red Bull through, and there he goes up the inside. Great move there from BJ and the Williams to take advantage, but Alvar's not done yet. He's trying to come back to the left hand side, trying to move inside into the final chicane, but not enough as they make their way out of Baylor. Blaze sets the fastest lap there once again at 1 minute 29.3. That's fastest lap point, currently going back and forth. Those times dropping like flies in the stands right now. It's moving on to lap 6 of this Grand Prix. Been a lot of action already, and we're only on lap 6, so very exciting stuff. Of course, Landlord's been unable to really make that DRS work. He's going to use some of his ERS here in order to try and make it a bit more effective. Look at Blaze's DRS. Look at his battery here. He's only got about 20% left, so things aren't looking too good for him on that front. Parrish is behind them here. He's only just outside DRS range against Landlord as they make their way out of Luffield and into Woodcut once again. But only the 6th time in this Grand Prix. Ferguson and Zach Sherman back there still struggling in the 18th and 19th. Huggy Bear's fallen back a little bit. He's got a front row seat for Luigi's Fen, attempting to take on Courtney Goblin in the race of 15th. Obviously, I'm sure he'd like to close in and get involved in that battle himself. It's down towards Cops they head once again. Here comes Ethan, who's now battling JB for 9th place to make their way through Magnus and Beckett's. If he has a good run through his next set of corners, he'll be in prime position on the DRS. He dropped back a little bit, but JB made a bit of a mistake and maybe went a bit too deep, a lot deeper than he would have liked. And down the straight they come, ERS being deployed and turned off, and DRS enabled. Down the hangar straight and up towards Stowe. Ethan looking to try and go around the outside. These guys going side by side to the right-hander, and out on the exit, Ethan gets better traction down the hill and into Vale. Now goes up into 9th place. So great moves there from the Mercedes, who's been on the charge in the opening stage of this Grand Prix as he begins his 7th lap of the race. Of course, JB will have a good opportunity to fight back down the Wellington straight when the DRS gets redeployed down that straight. They come making their way through Sector 1, here towards Village. Everyone's staying single file here as PJ Khaled goes wide behind them. He's kind of trying to battle Alex in the race for that top spot, and he's got Dan just in front of him. So the Aston Martin's preoccupied on both fronts. He's got the McLaren trying to attack, and he's trying to attack the AlphaTauri in front of him. He's also trying to go after JB and Ethan. So these guys, it's a nice little train here, and they make it to be caught by Ben and Courtney Goblin, who are on the chase. And there goes Khaled around, just about holding onto it. Very close to going around, but managed to save the car. He's lost a decent amount of time now. He's completely lost connection with that train. He's out of DRS range, and he'll be a sitting duck when Ben and Courtney Goblin choose to battle him. Here they go now through Cops. Ben going a little bit wider than Khaled did there, making their way towards Maggotts and Beckett's here. Meanwhile, in front of them, Alex still battling down here in the race for that 11th spot, and JB right on the back of Ethan, but he's made a bit of a mistake there, and through Chapel, as he had an aggressive exit, so Dan can go on the attack. He's using his battery and his DRS, but so is JB in an attempt to try and pass Ethan. He's gone around the outside this time. Alex trying to seize the opportunity and go to the inside of the AlphaTauri, but just behind them, as JB takes 9th place back, and Dan might just hold on to things here, and Alex comes very close to hitting the back of Ethan's car. So that could have been poor for both of them there. That could have put them both out of contention for those points for the time being. So JB's getting away here. He's done a really great job there in trying to take those places. Ethan back down to 10th. He's got Dan and Alex for company as Alex backs out of a move for 11th place going into turn 1, and PJ Khaled now closing right back in as they make their way back towards Village. Brilliant battling going on here in the mid-pack, and it's definitely something to keep an eye on over the course of the race. Meanwhile, back up front, Paris is right there on the back of Landlord as they race for second, but Blaze unable to get away for the time being. Salway Blaze definitely holding on to that lead, but no one's been able to challenge him, but he's yet to get out of the DRS range so far in this Grand Prix. Salway Landlord also right with them, right there in second place. Of course, won't be too much damage to his championship lead if everyone stays where they are. Second place finish, and Blaze just in front of him there. It's currently a decent amount of points behind it, running 5th in the championship if I'm not mistaken. If I just look at the scores once more. Yep, 5th in the championship, just 3 points behind BJ, so we'll move up into 4th and maybe 3rd depending on where Lucky Lambert finishes. Things are looking good for the Alfa Romeo driver. And Paris on the chase here behind them as the sun starts to make its way up from behind the clouds as they head back towards Stowe here on lap number 8, making their way towards that 9th lap on the Grand Prix. Blaze sort of trying to move back onto line, potentially maybe break a toe of some kind as they make their way through Vale and down now towards Club and back down the Hamilton Straight to begin that 9th lap. Lucky Lambert is currently out of DRS range, and that's where he could fall victim to Cope here. Of course, has got a 3 seconds worth of time penalty. Sorry, he's got 6 seconds now. So he got a penalty earlier on for kind of corner in the opening lap. And now he's got a penalty for, I'm assuming that's for multiple warnings for exceeding track limits. He's still on the chase regardless, about half a second behind Lucky to make their way down the Wellington Straight once again. On the chase, can he try and go for a move into Brooklands? He's looking, trying to move around. He's right on that curve, trying to find that opening, but he's gone a little bit wider through Luffield as a result. He's going to be back on the inside of that curve as they make their way towards Woodcote. Lucky Lambert escaped any attack for the time being, but behind them, Courtney Goblin is fighting a 4-car battle as it stands right now against Ethan, PJ Cal and Luigi Sven, so this could be a very exciting battle. Let's have a look and see what happens here. Courtney Goblin on the attack, trying to take 11th as they head down through Woodcote and towards Cops. It's going to be tight as they make their way through that right-hander. No one lifting, no one giving an inch. Look how close there, and when the DRS and the ERS comes into the question, down the Hanger Straight as Pope now passes Lucky Lambert for that 4th spot. Connie Goblin still right on the back of Ethan. They've got a really good run there out of Chapel. Connie Goblin uses DRS and his DRS, so Ethan should be a sitting duck here. There goes the Rebel ducking out to the left-hand side as Ben now gets hit with a time penalty for multiple warnings. That's 3 seconds down to his name for the first time in this race. Connie Goblin still there on the inside, Ethan on the outside, but the Mercedes driver has to back out now as JB makes his way into the pits here for his first stop of the Grand Prix. We've got a couple of guys into the pits now. Websy making his way out of his pit box now onto a fresh set of medium tyres. Who's next? Lucky Lambert also out now on a fresh set of mediums, as is Touch Me Pope as well. So a couple of the leaders have dropped off. As JB makes his way out of his pit box now, fresh set of mediums going on there as well. Of course, the strategy's looking like the same for the majority of drivers here tonight, with all of them attempting to go from softs to mediums. They could make the one-stop work, to be honest, but if there's a safety car later on, then that could mean a change. Landlord still chasing Blaze here as they make their way off the Cox and towards Baggett and Beckett once again. And when they come out of Chapel, Harris will go right there on the attack. He's got the battery to do it. He's got half his battery left, so things are looking good for him. He could try and make a move here on the exit of Chapel. Should he get a good exit? He hasn't got the best of runs, but of course Landlord also has DRS in front of him against Blaze. He might try and go for something here. Should get close enough? Nope, not quite enough. He goes a little bit wider off his line. And Paris going a bit wide on the exit as well, so he's going to lose a little bit of time. And there goes both cars into the pits, and I think they may have attempted to fake Paris there. Paris stays out there, so the two Salvas making their way into the pits here for their first and what could be only stops at the Grand Prix. BJ following them in, as is Alvo, who gets a 5-second penalty now for speeding in the pit lane. Dan staying out. Connie Goldman will also stay out. Ethan making his way into the pits now for his first stop of the race. Hopefully he won't speed. Great stuff from him, stays just within the limit. PJ, Callan and Huggy Bear staying out in the McLaren, so they've got different pilots things. Zach Sherwood also staying out. Let's see who's made stops here, who hasn't. As of right now then, the only 7 drivers made stops here in this Grand Prix. Sorry, 7 drivers are yet to make a stop. The other 13 all have or are currently in the pits as Blaze makes his way out in front of Lambert once again. Both are now on the medium tyres. Oh, so Blaze with a skid there, and that's not looking too good because he's going to have to warm those tyres back up and get them under control in order for him to hold on to that net first place. Because right now Lando's still there with him, but no DRS for the time being. As they make their way out of the pit, he's going to have to wait until we get down the hanger straight. He's got to stay within DRS range. He's using that battery to try and close in as it stands. Oh, a bit of a skid there from Luigi's fans. They go through Woodcut, and that could allow Huggy Bear to go on the attack when they make their way out of Cops. Huggy Bear back over to the left hand side. Had to lift a little bit there through Cops, if I'm not mistaken. Luigi's fan now pulling away, so that may have been his concerns over for the time being. But of course, Huggy's still got almost a fresh battery. He's got 80% worth of his battery still remaining there on that front, so he could be in a good position on the exit chapel. He has to use his DRS and DRS to really go for it, and there's still a chance he won't even reach it. So that is going to try on that front. Of course, Luigi's fell on those slower mediums, and he's running for about 10 laps or so in this Grand Prix. So things are looking alright for him. As Huggy Bear now gets hit with a penalty for multiple warnings. PJ Callaghan's pit lane. Luigi's fell now up to 4th place. Connie Goblin in 3rd, down in 2nd, and Paris, the only driver of that lead pack who's yet to make a pit stop, still stays out on those soft tyres. I think he's trying to take them as long as he can. Of course, he'll have to make a stop into the medium because he's got to go on 2 different sets of tyres in the same race. As Pope sets the fastest up there, 1:28.7. That's the first time we've seen a driver in the race set a time. We'll look now at the stands. Yeah, it's the first 1:28 we've seen today. Comparison with a 15-second advantage, it's currently 27 seconds over South Blaze, so there's a chance he could actually make it out in front. Of course, he may have to stop now. I'm not entirely sure how long the pit lane is at Silverstone, so the decent time he does come out behind, unless he really gets his skates on here and attempts to increase that gap. The gap, like I say, currently standing at, well, now it's just under 27 seconds. So things are looking okay for Paris. I get the feeling with a good stop, he might be able to come out in front of them. He's not pitting yet though. He's staying out. He's going to take those soft tyres as long as he can to have better tyre wear and better grip at the end of the race. As Dan's still into 2nd place. Connie Goblin back there in 3rd. Of course, these two yet to make stops. We'll go back out and look at those tyres on that front. Top 6 now, all yet to make those first stops for the Grand Prix. Just making our way towards the halfway mark of this race. It's been a very exciting one so far. A lot of action. Down the Wellington strip once again. Comes, making his way further through. We'll keep an eye here on the battle going on. Many battles going on further back. Let's have a look at what's going on. There goes Huggy Bear and Zach Shem making their way out of the pit lane. Both of them on fresh sets of mediums now. JB and Ben both passing them here as they race towards turn 1. Great stuff. And Alex might just beat him out. He does beat him out indeed. Let's have a look further up forward through the pack. Pope is now closing on Landlord and Blaze, so he'll be looking to try and go on the attack if he can. Out of Lufford, they're going through Woodcut, heading down towards Cops. Pope's got a full tank of battery here, or pretty much a full tank of battery. He's got about 85% if you look at it. And those guys now 20, just on. Blaze is pulling away here. He's about 25.5 seconds between him and Paris, who finally calls it quits and makes his way into the pits. Now this is going to be tight. I get the feeling that Blaze will emerge in the lead. But Paris is definitely right there. He might have some work to do, but he's going to have fresh and medium tyres compared to everyone else in the back as he hits the halfway stage of the Grand Prix. He's done half the race on those soft tyres, and he's going to do half the race on the mediums by the looks of it. As Dan stays out, Connie Goblin stays out. Luigi's fan. Here comes Blaze through Vale here. Paris now onto that set of medium tyres, and away he goes. Down the straight. So Blaze, Lanos is the fastest lap behind him. Here they come, it's going to be tight. Paris gets out as Selhite Blaze retakes the lead. Will Lucky Lambert beating him out? He does. I think Paris may have actually lost the place there in trying to take the lead. But that risk definitely hasn't paid off on that front. He's got work to do here in order to try and get himself back on the podium. Alex now gets a time penalty for multiple warnings. That's 3 seconds to his name. Look at the penalties here. That will be his first penalty of the race. Blaze still being chased by Landlord and Pope here. They've been giving chase for the entire Grand Prix so far, but none of them have really got close enough to actually make a move. Paris now quickly packed past Lucky Lambert. And this is great stuff to see. The title protagonist all doing battle on the racetrack, joined by the reigning champion who's really still trying to kickstart his season. He's only scored 19 points from his first 8 races. It's not the best of start. It's not the kind of thing we would have wanted to see, but hopefully be able to get some going again. Potentially score a win or two in the last part of the season. He's still chasing Salve Landlord, who isn't using his ERS, but he's using the DRS to try and close on Blaze, and he is closing on Blaze, and that's why Pope can't really find a way in edgewise. As it stands, as Dam making his way into pits, Courtney Goblin now takes the lead. I believe he's the last of 2 drivers to making the stop. Luigi's Fenn also gets to the pit stop. Blaze making the last corner and sits in a net first place, moves up to 3rd here. And now we'll just be waiting for the 2 leaders in front of us to make their first and what should be on the stop to the race. I do feel like Pope will need to use some of his energy if he wants, and the ERS he wants to get past Landlord here. He's right on the back of them as they make their way out of village and into and out of entry. Onto the Wellington straight they come. And now Pope is using that ERS, but he's not closing as much as he would like because Landlord's also using his DRS. So he's still right on the back of them here. They head through Brooklands into Luffield they come. Pope goes a little bit wider there through that right-hander as they make their way out and charge towards Woodcote. It's still Landlord in 2nd place and Pope running in 3rd in that little pack. Still Blaze showing the way. Paris is closing in a little bit, and we do have to remember right now, Pope has a 6-second time penalty. 3 seconds of which he can, I'm not sure, I believe 3 seconds of which he could serve because he's using it, because he's on the, one of them is for corner, and that's that thing about, sorry, you can't serve those. As BJ gets a penalty, he can't serve. 3 seconds for multiple warnings. So very unfortunate for him. He's got a couple of cars behind him as well. He's got Websy right there on his back bumper, and he's got Alvar who's a couple of seconds back and could potentially take a place from him as well. As Luigi's Fenn calls it quits. No. Luigi's Fenn takes the lead. Courtney Goblin calls it quits and makes it in for that stop. He'll be on medium tyres. He'll be on soft tyres now for the final 10 laps of the Grand Prix, so he could go on the chase if he wanted to. We could see a decent point swap on the Red Bull here, where we're trying to distance themselves from Alpine and Ferrari at the bottom of the championship, because they stay tied with the Alpine team as of right now. But a decent point swap could be enough to beat Pope's singular point haul from the Alpine team, who currently bring in a total of 10 points if I'm not mistaken. Actually, plus the fastest lap, which isn't held by him, it's held by Landlord. So Landlord will be trying to increase that gap in the championship. Blaze still showing the way, and he's right there, already closing in on Luigi's Fenn, who's still leading. Of course, I assume it won't be too long for him to make his way into that one stop. Score from the field here, see what's going down. JB currently battling with Ben in the race for that final point of pay position. For both of these drivers have penalties, so it's all equal play on that front in order for those two. Making their way from Beckett now. And Ben will have DRS to make their way down the hangar straight once again. He's using his energy as well, so JB should be a sitting duck here. Both of them using the energy at certain points down the straight, and Ben going to try to go around the outside, trying to take that points pay position. Behind them though, PJ Khaled battling Courtney Goblin and Ethan. Courtney Goblin getting on the grass a little bit there. BJ now passing Luigi's Fenn, of course, to quit. It means that Blaze retakes the lead of the Grand Prix on lap number 17 here. JB still with the edge over Ben here. PJ Khaled is still now up front over Courtney Goblin and Ethan. Courtney Goblin up into 14th place now. So he's on the chase and make that 13th. He goes right to the back of PJ and looks to the inside, going into village. Yellow flag behind them. And that is Fergus who spun it in the last just going into the last corner there, into Vale. Into Club as he makes his way down the Hamilton Straight, and he's still running back in 19th, so not the best of races for him. But his teammate is still going to bring in a decent haul for Alfa Romeo as Ben gets hit with another time penalty, second of the race. That means that JB, should he hold on, will most likely take 9th place away. Still half a second separating Landlord and Blaze as Popes is just behind them. Pope using his energy. Here comes Landlord now, making a charge. We look to the inside. He's going to look to the inside, going to Stowe. He's there. He puts the nose in, and now these two. Here we go. The tussle really begins here, and Pope will look to try and get involved as they go into Vale. It's been a great clean race between these two, between Blaze and Landlord. Of course, even from that very first lap, they were still keeping it clean with each other. No contact between them at all. As we begin lap number 18, we've got 8 laps to go in this Grand Prix. The next time we cross the line. And Paris is on the chase here. Currently sitting 2.5 seconds behind the leader. Trying to get his DRS range. Because Poe has that penalty. That means that Paris will finish in third. Should things stay the same. Because I think Poe would like to try and win the race on track. He's still on the chase here. He's still trying to pass Landlord. It's been a fruitless effort for so many laps. The guy into Brooklands, he might just go for it here. Landlord left him a little bit of room, but Pope didn't have the pace to try and make a move inside. He stays right to the back of them as they make their way through Lovefield, of course, getting the dirty air from that car. The AlphaTauri in front as they charge through Woodcote. It's still Blaze showing the way. He's showing great poise, great control in order to lead the way for so long in this Grand Prix, especially with these two drivers who are both incredibly quick behind them. And Paris is still on the chase behind them in 4th place. Websy is chasing BJ behind them in the race for that 6th spot. BJ's a penalty, so Websy should be able to take 6th place away, all good on that front. JB is still chasing Ben here. Dan is just behind him, about a second behind us. Connie Goblin is still being chased by PJ and Ethan, but both of them seem to have backed off a little bit. There's Justin Martin behind them, Alex and Zach Sherman. Luigi's Sven back there in 17th now after making that stop. Huggy Bear in 18th, and Fergus making his way out of the pits here in 19th. I think he might be trying to steal the fastest lap away from some of the drivers up front. Because as of right now, we're looking at it once again, it's still Landlord that holds it, so I think he will want to try and take that point away. So it's one less point for AlphaTauri, and hopefully, if Blaze should take it, that'd be one more for Alfa Romeo. And should Blaze catch Ferguson, be hoping it doesn't get in the way too much. Still half a second separating Blaze and Landlord as they make their way out of the loop and back into Aintree. Down the Wellington track they come once again. Landlord using the ERS and his DRS here. He's getting away a little bit from Pope. He's still trying to focus on Blaze in front. Pope going a little bit wider there to make the way through left field. Paris now 2.1 seconds behind. He still is on those fresher mediums, and he will still finish third as it stands. So just 7 laps to go in this thing. Blaze is still in control here. Like I say, he's shown great control in order to keep leading the race for so long. A great job, especially in these late stages after the pit stop. When he's had these two using their ERS and DRS on the attack. But now here comes Landlord using both those two as he makes his way down the hangar straight, and this could be a change in the top spot. Landlord takes the lead around the outside, but could that be only for a moment? Blaze is still right there, and Pope's looking to try and capitalise on any mistake the Alfa Romeo might make. Will Blaze go for a move to the inside? He does go for a move to the inside, and there's a little bit of contact that came very close there to banging tyres, but I think Landlord might have just got away with it there. So the AlphaTauri driver now takes the lead of the Grand Prix, but it's not over yet because Blaze has that ERS. He's got half a battery left. He's got more than Landlord as it stands. It's going to be a very tight finish here as Dan takes the final points paying place now from Ben, who already has that penalty of 6 seconds as it stands. Blaze looking to try and retake the lead. Pope's trying to go around the outside of the Alfa Romeo. It's going to be very tight here as Blaze gets all out of shape coming out of the loop, but now down the Wellington straight once again. ERS being deployed for Blaze, who's going to retake the lead here without issue. And Pope might try and look to the inside of Landlord, but decides to back out of it, decides to give these two space. The battle continues between these two as Blaze retakes the lead. What a battle this has been throughout this entire race so far. Going to look away for just a moment here and just see what's going on throughout the rest of the pack. Oh, here goes Dan trying to pass JB. And he should get that job done very easily with the help of the ERS and, of course, the DRS from that rear wing. Ben's right with them here. Connie Goblin's also slightly further back. Dan should hold on to 9th considering these three all have penalties behind him. And there's a chance that PJ Kelly could even end up with a potentially a point-paying finish should he get close enough. So it's definitely not over the yet on his front. So as he makes his way down towards Cops. Back to his battle up front here as they make their way down the hangar straight. There's just 6 more laps to go in this Grand Prix. As Fergus now sets the fastest lap, so that plan for Alfa Romeo may have just worked. So AlphaTauri no longer have that extra point they're trying to gain in the Constructors' Championship, or for Landlord and the drivers as it stands. Blaze in off the last corner, back down the Hamilton straight, lap number 21 begins. It's trying to pull away a little bit. He's got about 4 tenths on Landlord as they make their way through turn 1. Back through Village once again. They're on the back still of Salve Landlord. Paris still closing in there. He's just out of DRS range. The Alpine as it stands right now. Lucky Lambert, good 3.5 seconds behind him. He's got problems in the zone because BJ's on the chase now. He's within half a second. It's going to get tight between those two in the race for that 5th spot. Of course, Lucky Lambert will still officially come out on top in the final order due to BJ's penalty. And Websy might try and get involved as well, so it's not over yet. It's definitely going to be a tight race between these three, so we'll keep an eye on that over the course of these last 5.5 laps. Alvaro in 8th place, doing a great job there for Ferrari. Ben gets hit with another penalty there, so he's 3rd of the Grand Prix. Dan still holds off JB, and Ben and Connie Goblin in the race for that 9th spot. Alex has managed to find his way past PJ Callan. Now he's on the check, and PJ should win that spot back, like I say, when the penalties all shuffle out at the end of the race. Meanwhile, Sav Landlord up front is making the pass on Blaze. They make their way into Stowe. These two going side by side. Another one giving an inch. Then Blaze might still have it on the inside. He's going to stick his nose in there. And there goes the Alfa Romeo back underneath. Great battling between these two here. And there goes Blaze around the outside. He's going to hold on to it. Should he hold on to it, he'll retake the lead. He does retake the lead. There goes the Alfa Romeo as they make their way back towards Abbey. Lap number 22 underway. Look how close these two are. Nothing separating them. And Pope still just waiting for a moment to pounce. He could take the lead from both these two should something go wrong. He's right in the back of Landlord, who I have no doubt will be using his ERS in an attempt to try and get back past. Everyone's got about the same amount of battery, apart from Landlord, who's got a bit less than everyone else in this little top fight in the top 3. And look at Paris, don't look now, but here comes the Williams. He's on the chase as well. This 3-car one could be about to turn to a 4-car one as Landlord look to the inside in Brooklands. They now make their way through Lovefield. Pope closing in, and Paris now right there as well. So Paris already confirmed he'll be on the podium, but he could still take the race win from these three. Could come from behind and really kick up some dirt here in an attempt to try and take the win. It's going to be very tight between these four, so we'll keep an eye on it. BJ still running in that 5th spot. Lucky Lambert's on the chase though. He's closing in now. He's within a second. We got now 6 tenths as it stands. So we'll keep an eye on this fight. Webbs is just still with him as well. Out of Chapel they come. Pope will want to try and make a move here if he can. Blaze with no DRS, no help. Landlord closing in. I don't think there'll be enough for him to go for a move into Stowe. So he'll stay where he is for the time being. Paris is at a huge disadvantage in this battle. He's going to have to take some DRS if he really wants to have a go at them. The DRS should be enough to help keep him with Pope here. He closes right in. So he's going to have to be, like I said, he's going to have to take some ERS. He's going to have to do some very good battery management in order to actually stay in this fight. It's the top 4 straight back down on Hamilton straight here to begin. Lap number 23 of this Grand Prix. Just 4 more laps to go in what's already been a very exciting race. Back through Abbey, back through Farm, and into Village they go. Still Blaze in control. He's driven a fantastic race here. It must be unfair for him to not walk away with the victory at this point. But any one of these top 4 deserve it. They've all driven fantastically. In fact, they haven't come together at any point. Save for Pope to start cutting the corner in turn 1. Of course, he's got 6 seconds to his name, so there's a good chance he'll finish behind BJ. Maybe even Lucky Lambert as well. It's going to be very tight on that front. So we'll see what the final order looks like. Those guys are dropping back now, as Landlord is still giving chase against Blaze here in the Alfa Romeo. So this fight definitely in no way over as it stands. Here they come back through Woodcote now. Down towards Cops. Landlord not using that ERS, but still closing anyway. The gap 2 tenths as they make those with the rat hand up. Pope closing back in with the help of that battery. Paris still about 20% of his battery left. He's dropping back a little bit here. The gap half a second between him and Pope as they make their way through Max and Beckett's once again. As Ben 357 Lim currently battling with Connie Goblin for 11th place, they make their way towards Cops. They've got Dan and JB just in front of them, so they could try and take some spots here. Dan will most likely, like I said, come out on top between these 4. Due to the fact that he doesn't have any penalties. If he does get one, there'll be a straight fight between him and JB, as Connie Goblin gets another penalty, and PJ gets another penalty as well, with his first penalty of the race. That's 3 seconds for him, and now 9 seconds for Connie Goblin. Down the straight they come. Dan now looking to pass JB. There he goes on the left-hand side. He looks like he might take the place on track anyway. And he's only 9 seconds behind Alvaro, who's got 8 seconds worth of penalties here. So things could go up trumps for Dan should he close in those last 9 tenths as PJ Khaled. Connie Goblin's making his way into the pits. He might be going for another set of soft tyres here. 3 more laps to go up front. It's still Landlord chasing Blaze as Pope tries to close in. Paris is still there, just 6 tenths back from the Alpine. This fight's in no way over. A mistake from Blaze could mean that Landlord or Pope finished the race in front. Pope has no chance of winning the race here, short of all these three crashing, and Pope gained a 6-second lead over BJ, who has a penalty of his own, but if he finishes within 3 seconds of any of these guys, then he will take some weight. Then, if he finishes, if anyone finishes in seconds, then he goes a bit wide there. Lucky Lambert now closing in big time. The gap 3/10. They make their way into Beckett, and Beckett's just behind the leaders, and Websey's still trying to close in. He's got about half a second behind the Haas driver. As here they come out of Beckett into Chapel, out of Chapel, down the hanger straight. Up front though, it's still these guys staying in this complete constant stalemate. Lucky Lambert looking around, trying to find that opening. Websey dropping back a little bit now. The gap's still just over half a second. It's now 6/10 as they head towards Vale. And the leaders make their way out of Club Corner now. 2 more laps to go in this British Grand Prix. It's been a very exciting race, a very clean race between the leaders up front. While Fergus now re-enters the pit lane for another set of soft tyres. Here they come. Big train back here from Dan all the way back now to Ethan. Sorry, made that Zach Sherman in the Aston Martin. That train goes from 9th to 15th, so we'll keep an eye on this over these last 2 laps. We could see some major changes. Ethan and Zach Sherman only need to hold on as it stands right now. We'll see if things change back there. Of course, the battle for the lead is almost 3 minutes as of right now in terms of the race for those top points. You get the feeling that these guys are going to have to use whatever battery they have left on this last lap when they come round to it in order to actually take that lead. Lando, I feel he might leave it late and have a go down the hanger straight, but he's got to stay close enough for the next lap or so, or just over a lap, in order to really have a chance of taking that lead. He's going to get one shot at it. And there's going to be a good chance Pug gets him first. Here they come now, back down the hanger straight. Lando using both his ERS and his DRS. He's closing on Blaze. He's going to try the outside there. Went for the crossover if he could. Around the outside. It's going to be very tight here on this last lap. Blaze still there in front. Definitely not over yet. Lando looking inside. Unable to make a move. Here we go. This is it. Final lap of the Grand Prix as Lando drops back a little bit now. And Pope is still right there waiting to pounce. And Paris is there as well. Dan still holding on. JB now passing Dan through Stowe here. Alex battling Ben behind them. The fight's not over yet between these guys, but Dan will most likely be walking away with 9th place as it stands. Alvar will be safe there in 8th as it stands. Websey currently running in 7th, just behind BJ and Lucky Lambert. The hashtag on the charge. BJ moving over to the left hand side to break the toe. But in turning, maybe just allowed Lucky Lambert around the outside. And there goes the hashtag into 5th place. Great stuff there. But the race up front is still not over yet. Although Blaze is pulling away here, so I think, actually, as I say, I think it might actually be over because Blaze is pulling away here. He's got a gap about just about 7/10. So Pope may try something here on down this last straight, this last run down the hanger straight. But I think this race might be over. BJ gets hit with another time penalty, and that will just about settle it here. Websey will take 6th place. Lucky Lambert will take 5th. Here they come now down the hanger straight for the final time. Landlord not closing in enough. Pope might go all or nothing here. He lifts through Stowe, and that will just about settle the race. As here comes Salve Blaze out of the final corners, out of Vale into Club for the last time, and there he goes out of the Hamilton straight. Salve Blaze wins the British Grand Prix. Landlord comes home in 2nd, Paris 3rd. Pope will come home in 4th, just about. Lucky Lambert 5th, Websey 6th, BJ 7th after the penalties. Alvar is safe in 8th place with that 8-second penalty of his. He's got another 5 seconds though for an unserved penalty, so he may lose out. JB's passed down here as Fergus gets past his lap. And there goes Alex, who's trying to take the last point. He won't take the last point. So when the order all shuffles out, Dan takes 9th, Ethan takes 10th, Zach Sherman 11th, JB 12th, Alex in 13th. PJ Caleb 14th, Luigi Sven 15th, Ben 16th, Huggy Bear 17th, Tommy Trouble 18th, Fergus 19th. And of course, Tinky Winky will not finish the race, he DNF'd early on. So there is then the usual winner, Salve Blaze then, who drove a fantastic race from start to finish to pick up a well-deserved victory. And if I'm not mistaken, that victory is his 3rd of the season. Can I just go through the order and confirm that here? Yes, it is indeed. Third victory of the season for South Blaze. Third win in 9. Brilliant stuff there. He's won a third of the races this season. Joe today then goes to down the 0-0A in the Alpha Tower. Of course, did drive a pretty good race in order to take home those points. So there he is, and there is your winner, South Blaze in the Alfa Romeo. Sorry, South A Blaze in the Alfa Romeo, taking home, like I say, his third victory of the season here at Silverstone. And what a race it was! Arguably the best of his 3 so far. Salve Landlord in second place, Paris in third. Salve Landlord will most likely be increasing his championship lead, or will increase his championship lead, but Blaze will close in a little bit more. So brilliant stuff there between these great drivers in what was quite a fantastic race. So before we go then, let's have a look at your final results. And Salve Blaze wins the race. Salve Blaze wins the race. Salve Landlord in second place. Paris in third. Pope in fourth. Lucky Lambert 5th. Websy 6th. BJ 7th. Alvar 8th. Dan 9th. And Ethan in 10th. Zach Sherman finishes in 11th. JB 12th. Alex in 13th. PJ Khaled finishes in 14th place for McLaren. It's Luigi Sven 15th. Ben in 16th. Huggy Bear 17th. Courtney Goblin 18th. Fergus 19th. And Tinky Winky comes down to DNF. He finishes in 20th place. But then it's the end of the Races Driving League coverage for today. I do hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you'll join us next week for the next Grand Prix of the season, which will be taking place at Hungary. Round number 10 of the championships. Hope you look forward to that. That'll be on the 4th of April. So with that then, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you at the next race.